podcast right here, the hottest in the world.
It's a PizzaFellas podcast. Turn your speakers up, we better have a blast. Grab a drink, fill a glass, light a cigar, come on, let's make it last. Pizza Talk with Sal and Joe, Oliver, Antonio. Pizza stories, they gon' tell us. Let's have some fun with the PizzaFellas.
PizzaFellas podcast right here, the hottest.
Hey, what's up, guys? PizzaFellas podcast episode, what are we at now? 64. Episode 64. Remember, go on Spotify, YouTube. Follow us, subscribe. It's free. We got a bunch of sponsors that are coming out with commercials, upgrading our production over here, which is great for us. And we got a lot of great things coming up with Pizza Fest, different places we're going to, etc. So be on the lookout for that. We just had this previous weekend where the episode came out, and it's with O at Alibi. That was a great time.
It was a good time.
We had a fantastic time.
The best was the Pee Wee Herman dance in the glass behind us.
Yeah. Then we had Oliver and that Dib. They were doing that. That's on there. That's awesome.
That
and then
was freaking awesome.
We watched it live, and Antonio's like looking at me like, "Can you tell them to shut the fuck up?" And he's like telling me to tell you, and I'm looking at like, who gives a fuck? I was probably 6 dirty martinis in at that point.
It was an awesome part of the podcast, honestly.
Yeah, you guys.
You guys could have came.
And then after the podcast was over, we looked like a smoking lounge outside. There was like 12 of us all smoking, just trying to fucking smoke a cigar.
Actually, coincidentally, I got a lot of messages that we should be doing more of the live, and I think we're going to start doing more of the live.
Yeah.
Actually, this Sunday we're going to be at Tutto Posto.
Yeah.
In Staten Island. Our good friend Peter. We're going to go see him.
We're bringing down the crew.
Yes, some of the crew down. It's going to be a great time. But on this episode, we have an old guest plus a new guest, and our old guest is Giovanni Conigliaro from Giovanni's in Royersford, 466 Main Street, and our new guest is our friend Mark Van Horn, which owns Van Horn Steaks. It's vanhornsteaks.com, Mr. Cheesesteak on TikTok for the time being until TikTok goes away or comes back or stays. Who the fuck knows? He's located in Media, Delaware County, Pennsylvania, 1015 Providence Road, 484-272-9008. He's been there 1 year, but unfortunately he had a fire at his location, and hopefully everybody was okay. Yep. But just the building went bye-bye, right? So we're going to get into this with Mr. Mark at Van Horn Steaks, and glad to see Giovanni again at Conigliaro. He's putting up a lot of content that we see. I think you do every pizza under the sun.
Pretty much, yeah. It feels that way.
You know what you got to start doing? You got to start doing some Ohio pizza with some Provel.
I've had people tell me about that.
Talking the mic. Talking the mic.
I've heard people tell me about that. What is it? The cold toppings? Is that what we're doing in Ohio?
No, they use Provel cheese. There's the sauce is a little bit more kind of like spicy.
Provel or Pavel?
Provel.
With the R, right?
Yeah. It's a little bit more spicy. But actually, you could, believe it or not, you can use brick on there. But we'll get into that after the segment.
Brick is just white cheddar.
Yeah, but I got to say,
I've used brick.
Giovanni, I'll be honest, since you came on, what was that episode, maybe 8, 9?
Yeah.
Now we're 64 episodes in.
Wow.
I've seen a lot more of, social media, slices.
It's exploded.
Yeah.
No, but I'm saying I hope we helped you in a sense that where you took some of our advice.
Yeah.
And for our listeners out there and other independent pizza guys, you came on, you were willing to come on, you wanted to, you reached out to us and we brought you on. And I think we've helped you out just, understand more of what the business is, how much you can get out of it by doing little things such as that.
Yeah, I took stuff from that episode, and what he says, like, don't be afraid to show people your product. And that's why I started showing people my product. Like, if I'm using a good flour, why not show people? Why not tell people?
One of the things I love that you do is when you turn the camera live and you guys are working on a Friday night.
Oh, yeah.
Everybody's running around. That's a good thing, though. It's a good thing.
We're trying to do more of that. We're trying to do more of that.
Yeah, one thing like we've always thought about, and we've been talking about, a bunch of people are putting up cameras like on your line.
Well, I've been told to do that, and I'm actually been thinking about looking for one. And
we've been
putting up on Fridays and letting it go, and then you can always edit it if you have to.
Well, there's some instances where like
people like to see that.
Well, if you get a phone call for 50 pies and how we handle those 50 pies going in and out like that, and it's a conveyor line. But if you have those cameras in the right spot, people will be in awe of how you handle it.
It's sometimes it's amazing. The lines are out the door, almost down the block, and it's if people see what really goes on, it's
Here you go, Mark.
like an orchestra.
Thank you.
It helps people realize the effort and work we put in what we're doing.
Where'd you get that?
It's
For sure.
crazy.
Sal, where'd you get that?
Anyone else out there want to?
Sal, what'd you get?
Good.
One
it's
of our
the,
customers gave it
One of
to
our
us.
customers.
that
But
That's homemade.
well, cheers for having you guys on episode
Thank you
64.
for having us on.
Salute.
Thank you very much.
Ooh, that's good.
That's actually kind of sweet.
It's delicious. So as we get into it, Van Horn Steaks. Mark,
Just throw it.
where are you? How did it start? Where'd you come from?
How
Where are
long
you
in the
from?
business? Give us your story from the
Yeah,
time
from
you've
the
been
time
your
you've
whole
been.
life. So,
I started when I was in high school. My dad had a second job as a waiter.
And where were you? Where were you at in high school?
Delaware County.
Okay.
Delaware County. It's a place called Newtown Squire. I started off,
Oh, okay.
I'd have a little red suit jacket on and a black bow tie, 14 years old, busting tables.
yeah. What kind of restaurant was that?
It was a prime rib, lobster tail type of place.
Oh, so
Oh.
nice,
It was
nice
called Newtown
place.
Squire. It was around forever. Back then, you walk in the front door, you didn't have a jacket on. They had a jacket there waiting for you. The tie,
Yeah.
you had to put it on. You couldn't sit down and eat without it.
Right.
So it was one of those type of places.
Oh.
Well, who does that? The Orange Mountain does that.
Correct.
Yeah, the Orange Mountain does that.
Yeah,
They
yeah.
actually have ties for you and jackets. If you come there and you don't have one,
They give you
have
what
to
they
put it
provide
on.
you
Give
with.
one,
Yeah.
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 And that stuff kind of stopped back in the 80s for the most part. So that's where I started. I fell in love with the business. Like I said, my dad always had a second job as a waiter there. He'd come home every Friday night after whatever job he was working. He'd put his tuxedo on and get going. And he'd bring the Pueblos home at the end of the night. They were left over, and we'd fry, a little butter and fry them in a frying pan. We were eating better. I come from an Irish Catholic family, and roast beef was well done, extra well done, and the gravy was flour water. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So when I started experiencing food that was good,
Different.
not that my mom couldn't cook, she was a great cook.
You were more, you
There,
I would just say more blue collar style food.
Yeah, exactly. Meat and potatoes kind of thing. I fell in love with it.
Yeah.
And my passion grew over the years. I had a Cajun Creole restaurant and bar in Royersford. I don't know if you're familiar with Royersford. You're in that area.
Where you?
Right down the street from
Limerick.
right down the street from John. He probably opened this place up.
He was right down the street from me, basically.
Yeah.
But we didn't really know each other back then.
Oh no.
No. He probably opened up his place probably 5 years after I did.
Oh okay.
2003.
And that place you had
3
down by
years after.
Royersford, what was it? A Cajun
Cajun
Creole
Creole place. It was called the French
What
Quarter
made you get
Bistro.
into that area? I was just because you
I
were in fine
worked
dining or
for a
what?
guy for a short time his name's Danny Funk. He actually is a part owner of the Social Club in Westchester right now. I worked for him for a very short period of time, and he was trained by a guy by the name of Mac John from New Orleans. And I learned from him. I actually still use some of his recipes today. I still use his Cajun blend, which is the best Cajun blend.
Does he have a restaurant in New Orleans?
No. Well, Mac John did it one time, I believe. Danny Funk has one in Westchester.
Okay.
And I believe another one in Downingtown. He's in a partnership with a couple people. That's how I got into the Cajun Creole thing.
Right.
And then I learned barbecue. And
So
then
when you
Italian,
graduated
kinda
high school, though, did you go right into the food business, or did you go to college? What'd you do?
Didn't go to college. I was self-taught.
Self-taught?
You know what I did?
Myself, too.
Honestly, you know what I did? After I was 3 years out of high school, and said to myself, all right, you're in it for the long run. This is what you're going to do. You got to make the decision. Do you want to work weekends, not work weekends, blah, blah. You're going to do it. So I ordered the textbook from Culinary Institute of America.
Okay.
Oh.
I bought the textbook. I think it was like 80 back in the 80s. It was, it might have been $60, $80 or something.
Right.
I spent $80. My buddy spent $30,000. I made out better.
Yeah.
And that's how I learned how to cook. I mean, literally, that's how I
Read
learned
through
how to make
there, taught
sauces.
yourself.
From a textbook.
From a textbook.
Yeah.
Nothing wrong
That's
with
what I
that.
learned, yeah.
And you have kitchens to test out. So
I
you had the
exaggerated a little bit on my resumes and got a chef job at a little corner place called the Gaslight in Ridley Park.
Gaslight.
Yeah, the Gaslight
Is it
in
still
Ridley
there?
Park. It's there. It's not open.
Am I
That's a
thinking?
good name,
Long
the
story place. Yeah, it's a
Gaslight.
really
There's
cool
something.
place.
Yeah. There,
Why does it sound familiar?
it's in near.
Somebody's
It's right-
using the Gaslight name somewhere.
Where is it at, Mark?
Ridley Park.
Ridley
yeah.
Park's over by
Ridley
the
Park,
airport.
right by the airport.
Right
Yeah,
by the
yeah,
airport.
yep,
Yeah,
yeah,
off
yeah.
of 95.
Is it Gaslight Gastropub?
No, it's just a Gaslight. It was a quaint little
But I
place.
think there is a Gaslight Gastro.
There's something like that.
But not around here. It's somewhere else.
Either way.
Yeah.
But it's reminding me. Yeah.
So it's a cool little place. It's in front of the train station, Ridley Park. It's been closed for the last gentleman that owned it passed away. He was actually a bartender when I worked there. And I think it was left to his wife. Something happened. They kind of let it go. I don't
How
think she
long
knew
ago
the
was
business.
that? 80s?
I started working there in the 90s.
In the 90s?
Yeah. So after I left, I'm not really sure what happened to it. But I know right now it's for sale.
What was your next gig after that?
So after that, God, I got to think about it.
When did you get to the?
But I got a couple
When did
different
you get the Creole place?
When I
your
was
first one that
30,
you
it
owned?
was my first place I owned.
Okay.
Saw an ad in the Philadelphia Inquirer for a bar.
Just talk closer to it. Yeah.
Saw an ad in the Philadelphia Inquirer, bar for rent. Answered the ad. I was divorced with 3 kids.
Right.
My second wife was pregnant with her first kid. She didn't have nothing to do with it. But it's my business.
It's what you do. It's how you make your living.
To me, if I can't own my own place, I'm going to work for someone. So I'm going to try to get an opportunity going. Didn't have any money. Couldn't get any loans. The people that owned the property ran it as a bar. It's a hotel. Pay by the week kind of hotel.
Right.
They had 20-some rooms. I said, I can't get any money together. I took them out to dinner, showed them what I wanted to do. Maybe a month or 2 went by, and they called me. It's an old German lady and her husband, probably in their late 60s back then. They said, we'll lend you $15,000 if that's enough to get started. I didn't know what it was going to cost me to get started. I never owned my own.
Yeah.
I think that's plenty. That's plenty.
Was there a kitchen there? There was
a
stuff that
kitchen.
you could utilize?
There was a hotel liquor license.
Okay.
And I didn't know what was involved to get that. Like I didn't know how to hire a lawyer.
Yeah. You're learning
Getting
as you go.
I knew nothing. You know what I mean? I was a cook.
You're a cook.
He relied on his resume to become a chef. So that's where it started. I borrowed $15,000.
So how'd you get open though? What'd you do about that?
When it comes to our teeth, the official dentistry for the PizzaFellas podcast is Smiles by Tran, located at 3570 Hamilton Boulevard, Suite 302, Allentown, Pennsylvania. With expert care and state-of-the-art dental technology, Dr. Tran provides everything from routine checkups to advanced cosmetic treatments. Let your best smile shine with the personalized care you deserve by Smiles by Tran. Need supplies for your business? Check out Master Supply Line, a family-owned and operated janitorial, food service, and office supplier located in McCunchy, Pennsylvania. Free local delivery with no minimums. Never any contracts or membership fees. Competitive pricing on tens of thousands of items. 90% of all customers' orders are delivered the next day. Shop in store, online, mastersupplyline.com. That's mastersupplyonline.com. Or give them a call at 610-966-9636.
What went on?
I bought 1 keg.
Okay.
I bought a bottle of Signum 7, a bottle of Captain Morgan. I think I had 5 bottles in my,
What was the
speed
one
rack
keg?
when I first opened. Back then it was probably Yingling.
Probably, okay.
Yeah, it's probably Yingling. It was 2000. So I kind of hit on the whole microbrew thing at that time when no one else was really doing it back then.
Right.
So I kind of, it wasn't
This
a
is
great
at 2000,
location.
right?
Yeah. It wasn't a great location. It was ran as a bar for years, like a bar.
Dive bar.
Dive bar.
It's your local dive.
Yeah. And so I want to turn it into a restaurant. And it took time. It took a couple years. I lost my house. Got divorced. I lived in Delaware.
Well, your second wife?
Yeah. We're best friends today.
Should have bought a textbook on marriage.
How many wives? Mark, how many wives are you on now?
Balls.
That was
Just busted balls.
But I figured it out. I lost my house. I would drive an hour back and forth every day.
Oh, shit.
To no electricity, no hot water, sleep on the floor,
Get
see the
hell
kids
out
on
of
my day off on Monday or before I went to work. It took me about 3 years, and after about 3 years, we started getting a groove.
Good.
And I had a good run for 15 years.
At that
At
Cajun.
that location, yeah. Cajun Creole place. Had a good run.
Wow, 15, that's pretty, yeah.
Yeah. Altogether, 20.
To transform a fucking dive bar?
I'm good.
Yeah.
That's pretty fucking good.
Yeah, pretty good. And in the meantime, I learned how to barbecue. I got on the Kansas City Barbecue Society circuit and did all that kind of thing.
Okay.
So over the years, I taught myself. And as I got older, I sold the place. That all went awry. So I went.
What happened there?
It just didn't go well. Put it that way. I never collected.
Oh, man.
I went and worked for Corpley's Bakery for 2 years. I don't know if you
Oh,
guys
Oh, that's a great bakery.
So I went and worked for Corpley's.
Like bacon bread?
I managed their store in Limerick.
Oh, okay.
I was one of the managers. Bored out of my mind.
Yeah.
Great place, great people, great product, but I'm just managing people every day.
Yeah.
No creativity. And
Right. It's
and that's
day
my
in
thing.
and day out. But what they're known for,
So,
which is quality. They're shout out to them. But I get what you're saying.
Yeah.
There's a whole different creativity level to what you're doing.
exactly. The pandemic hit. I kept working. We stayed open. But I'm broke. I still want to get into back in the business. I'm bored out of my mind. This guy calls me. I got a pizza shop for lease. It's on a side street in Spring City. He goes, I'll give you a couple of months free rent. See if you can make something out of it if you're interested. And I'm like, I got to do something.
Right.
And at this point, 6 kids. My kids are all older. My youngest is 17, 18. She's 21 now. So, yeah, about that. Tried it for a year. Opened up a barbecue place. We did okay. Like I said, it was a terrible location.
Right.
Was it in the shopping center in Spring City?
No, it was on a side street.
A side, really?
It was literally on a side street, right?
Oh yeah.
Spot.
I actually ordered a couple times off of his place. Yeah, that's why I kind of start knowing Mark.
Yeah, so we started to get to know each other a little bit.
It's off the barbecue place.
From that, Curly's it was called.
Curly's cute.
We started communicating a little bit here and there.
The end of the year, landlord goes.
What year is that?
That was what? 2020?
2020? Okay.
Where are we at now? 2021.
Oh, so you had that during COVID?
I had it for a year at the end of COVID.
Right at the end of COVID?
Right at the end of COVID. Had it for a year. Still during COVID, towards the end. Had it for a year. The landlord's like, what do you think? I'm like, dude, I'm breaking even. I'm not making any money.
Right.
He goes, well, I'll sell the property. He goes, move on. I'm like, okay. So there was a BYOB available in Phoenixville. It's breweries from one end to the other.
Right.
Yeah.
Everywhere.
They do a good job at Phoenixville. You got to say.
They do,
did
Joe,
a great
yeah.
job.
Phoenixville is breweries and weed shops.
Exactly.
That's all. I mean,
That's all
it's
it is.
crazy. You go to 10 different fucking breweries and 5-6 different weed shops in fucking a 10-mile radius.
In a 2-mile radius.
2 mile. Yeah, I was just
yeah.
being generous.
Yeah.
It's a nice area though.
Yeah. So I was supposed to team up with a guy who was supposed to get a distillery license. It fell through. I already signed a lease. I had to open up. I'm
And
scrambling.
what were you thinking to open there?
Creole Italian.
Okay.
Located in Creole Little Italian. No liquor license going into a Sonoma BYOB. And it just didn't work. They're down there. People are down there to drink. They're down there to party. It's like Danny Young used to.
Yeah.
Right.
So I struggled for 2 years. Finally, I had to give it up. Cousin of mine that's been interested in getting into the business.
That's like 22, 23.
Yeah.
Okay.
23, yeah. Yeah, 2023. So we've been looking for, I said, let's just open up a sandwich shop. Let's keep it basic. Let's do what I do well, sandwiches. I think I exceeded that or excel at that. And so that's what we did. Did our homework. Corpley's called me. They heard I was opening up a steak shop. They're like, let's develop a role for you guys that's different from what we're doing. And we did that.
So they developed a special role for you?
Yep.
No kidding.
That's-
What was
that's
so
really-
special about
Yeah.
it? Could you talk about it or?
I don't know the exact ingredients, all that kind of stuff, but he would send me a roll. Go, what do you think about this? I go, well, it needs to be longer, it needs to be thinner, it's too bready, it needs seeds at the bottom and top, not just, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So we went back and forth a couple times, and that's what we're using now. Actually, I know one other steak shop using it. Lorenzo's in Westchester uses the same roll I do, except
Lorenzo?
a
Oh,
different size.
we met him at the thing in Philadelphia.
Yeah.
You were there.
Yeah, I was there.
Yeah. Not the pizza shop, the steak shop, Lorenzo Steak
Yeah.
and Hoagies. So it's funny because
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I forgot to order rolls last night to make some cheesesteaks for today. So I went to Lorenzo and I'm like, dude, can I buy 3 loaves of bread off? I'm doing a podcast and I need some rolls for the cheesesteak. And I wanted them to be the ones we use.
Right.
So he's like, yeah, take them. So that's where we're at, man. We opened almost a year ago.
So is it a 24-inch roll? That's what you're using, or
20-inch roll, we cut it in half.
okay. That's your large, and then you have
We have one size.
one size.
20-inch roll, we cut it in half.
Keep it simple.
That's
There's
it.
nothing wrong with that at all.
Keep it simple.
It's that or nothing.
That's it. That's what we got.
Okay, good.
How large is the menu?
Not real big.
I mean, it's
Not really. We
put it
don't-
up there.
It's cheese.
Add
It's
to it,
it's
cheesesteak.
cheesesteaks, chicken cutlets, like Parmesan, vodka,
Right.
Terry pulled pork, hoagies.
You do your own pulled pork.
Yeah. We do a slow.
What do you use as
slow braised pork?
What do you use as far as a ribeye? Do you cut your own or?
We have Philly's best ribeye.
Okay.
So I don't know if you're familiar. with
Sure,
Philly's
we
Best.
are, yeah.
To me, the best. I don't think we've had one person complain about gristle since we opened.
Okay.
They just do a great job
yeah.
of trimming it. We can do our own.
Yeah, sure.
Probably save a couple bucks.
Do you get like a stack pack? Is that what you got?
Yeah.
Yeah, but the
They
couple
just do a phenomenal
even
job.
The couple bucks you're saving, you're paying back in labor and doing all the other shit
yeah.
yourself.
You're better
so
off.
you're better off.
And I got to trust somebody besides me to
Exactly.
do it when they do it great. When I say
Right.
they do it great.
So that couple bucks evens out. I hate when people say that.
Exactly.
Not like you, but I'm saying in general in the business, you hear that and they're like, this. And I'm like,
Evens itself out.
bro, it evens itself out.
It does.
It's not that serious.
So that's like, so when I say we sell chicken cutlets, chicken parm, chicken alla vodka,
You
chicken
bread your own
tenders,
chicken and all that shit, right?
and we only use chicken tenderloins. We don't
Oh, you
get
do?
We don't forget the random chicken breast, boneless, skinless crap.
No, it's a good product for what you're putting out, especially
we buy
with
the
sandwiches,
chicken tenders.
you know?
Right.
And here's
You
another
pound them,
little
or-
piece, little piece of work? We got to pull that tendon out of every
Yeah.
single freaking.
Yeah.
The tendon's got to come out.
Our last week open, we sold 8 cases, so 8 times, it's 320 pounds of chicken tenderloins.
That's a
for
shitload
chicken
of
cutlets.
chi-
Yeah,
yeah.
and we only have 5 seats in the place.
Wow.
That's it.
Yeah.
So predominantly it's all to go.
5 tables. I'm sorry. Yeah. Yeah. From
You guys delivering from the place?
We don't deliver. We have a third-party app do it through.
Yeah, you
through Toast.
DoorDash,
Yeah, yeah,
Toast.
they can get you there.
Oh, so you're
we're
using
not
Toast.
we're not on other apps because we're not giving you 30% of our sales. So through Toast, there's a thing where I forget who comes and picks it up.
DoorDash.
It's a $7 flat fee. I don't care if you order 1 cheesesteak or
And the customer pays
50
that.
cheesesteak. The customer pays a $7 flat fee.
Yeah.
If you want to get delivery,
And
$7.
people pay it. No,
Yeah,
they're
100%.
going to pay it.
100%.
Well, you know,
my kids-
I hate to say it though, but I think DoorDash and Grubhub right now they're shitting their pants because ICE is out on the streets and they're going to lose all those freaking drivers that don't speak English.
yeah,
Yeah.
100%.
I was joking tonight to my server. I said, call ICE and tell them stand outside Biagio's. Because
Nobody talks
you're making
English.
$750 a guy you put in. So every DoorDash fucking guy doesn't know English. Bro, it's America. Check them. You
Yeah.
don't have it? That's $750 to me. I'll split you the profit. Bro,
They're lose all their employees.
I'll get $3 million
It's
just
crazy.
off giving up
We're gonna
fucking
find
DoorDash
delivery
drivers.
again.
I'll have DoorDash calling me to buy the business by the end of the time.
It's crazy
But
when you
joking
think-
around, you know,
It
it's
is.
funny.
It is.
So you don't have your own drivers, obviously.
No, I manage,
You just
I
utilize
manage our own drivers.
Yeah.
To me,
Yeah.
So when you opened this place, what year now? 24 you opened it?
it would have been a year in February.
A year in February. You hit it off from the start?
Hit it off from the start. Summer, we took a little dive, which is in that
Yeah,
area.
normal probably.
Delaware County,
It's normal.
they're at the shore, especially media, that area.
Sure.
Yes. Oh, yeah.
Our
Jersey Shore,
There's money in
Delaware.
media.
Our sales were cut in half for the summer, and we're going,
Scratching
what
your
are
head.
we doing wrong? Like, what?
You're not doing
Food's
it. It's
right.
just
Everybody likes us. The specials are good. What are we doing wrong? And I do a lot of social media. I do all my own social media.
Yeah. To get into that real
Don't know
quick,
what I'm doing, but
I think it's hilarious. I watched maybe 15 of your things today at the
did you?
restaurant. Yeah, because when we have a guest, I want to know something about him. You do a pretty fucking good job.
thank you. Thank you.
I'm not to be rude or anything, but for an old white guy with glasses, you're pretty fucking interesting. You know what I mean? And the reason I say that is because there's a guy from fucking Indiana, some other dude who does stuff, and he's a fat. I mean, this guy's over fucking weight, right?
Right.
Big white dude, but he's a church dude. They're like Catholic, and they live in Indiana, and he cooks for his fucking pregnant wife and his kids. But he's so fucking funny.
Right.
Like and Ashley's like, why are you watching this guy? I'm like, I have no idea. It's just interesting.
He's interesting.
I don't know what it caught me. So when I watched you, when I said I watched 15 videos, I got interested. I was like, okay.
Scroll through.
I scrolled through, then I looked, and you do a pretty good fucking job.
And I have no idea what I'm doing. To me, it's like, just be natural, do your thing. Don't
And-
plan it out.
Exactly.
Anytime I
Don't
try
plan
to
it
plan
out.
something out, I'm going, this ain't working.
Just get on
I
and
watched
do
the
it.
one where you had the sandwich with the cutlet, the gabagool, and you had I think it was spinach or broccoli rabe on there, and it was
So that's actually a recent one from
Yes.
the Vita in South Philly.
Yes.
I stopped in there because we're closed. I actually have time to go check out some other places.
Yeah.
So that's one of the places I stopped. And I have no content to post right now because we're not open.
You're not open.
So my content was always like unwrapping one of our sandwiches, something we're doing as a special. Here's what we got. Here's what's going on. And I mean, some of our videos got over 500,000 views, which I was shocked on TikTok.
Wow.
And then Instagram and Facebook, they're getting, consistent 3,000, 4,000, 5,000. I'm like, it's actually starting to work.
Yeah,
People
it's
are starting
work.
to come in and go, I saw you on Facebook. We're here because of. I'm like,
That's why we're coming.
It's actually starting to work. Yeah.
well, also that cheesesteak guy too.
The Godfather, Mike Finelli, Godfather Meat.
Yeah, Godfather.
Yeah.
We tried
Oh,
we
yeah.
talking to him. We're trying to get him on here.
Great
but-
guy. Great.
I love the way he
great
does
guy.
it, though.
He does it right.
He does it right.
Yeah.
He really does.
And so he used your bakery that you worked at.
I took him to the bakery, actually.
And
Oh, you did?
What was the sandwich again? Tell me about that. Where it was the bakery. He said it was Sunday, so it was sweet peppers.
That was my thing, which is
Okay.
funny because I was listening to one of your guys' podcasts earlier too, and you're talking about how You didn't invent that. Someone else must have done it sometime.
Yeah,
You didn't invent that.
Everybody thinks they invented it.
So,
I invented the cheese pizza.
right.
I mean, come on. It's just whatever comes to mind.
Right. So Corpley's is
He's doing what I do.
Yeah, right. So Corpley's is known for their tomato pie.
Yeah.
Right.
I said I went and worked for Corpley's. They've been around for 100 years.
Yeah.
So I had the idea, well, we're selling the shit out of chicken parm and all this shit. Let's do something a little different. So I got 2 slices of tomato pie, cut the crust off, got a chicken cutlet, threw some sharp provolone mozzarella on it, melted the cheese, put it between 2 slices of tomato pie, and it like went viral on the internet. And people started waiting in line on Saturday.
That sounds actually pretty good.
It's really good.
It sounds really good.
I had it.
And
It's
if you
actually really good.
If you had Corpley's tomato pie, it's a real thick, sweet
Yeah.
sauce, right? So when you eat, it's a little messy. As soon as you bite into it, you have a sauce. Right? You know what I mean? And Sundays, only Sundays, they do a supreme pie, which has sweet peppers, mozzarella, and pepperonis mixed in the sauce. So it's not like a melted cheese, not like a pizza still.
Right.
I did it on that. I'm like, this is good.
Yeah.
So again, Godfather, Mike had it. He's like, dude, this is next level. I'm like, yeah, dude, it's cool, isn't it?
Yeah, and he ate it in his fucking car.
So at the moment,
He ate it in his car.
So people are like, when I left for it, I'm like, oh man, dude, great idea. And then like the next week, TNF Deli in Philly tagged me in it. They did the same thing. They did the corporate thing. I'm like, somebody got it. They're copying off. I'm like,
Nobody's copying.
I'm like, nobody's copying off you. Now all of a sudden, I started seeing other TikToks and other like putting chicken cutlets between 2 slices of Sicilian. Sicilian. I'm like, people have been doing this forever. Like
They really have.
It's not.
It's called food.
Yeah, it's called food. Exactly.
Did you invent the chicken cutlet?
Nope.
Did you invent the slice of ham?
Either, no.
Yeah,
but it's funny.
right.
But Corby's did reach out and go, we've been doing this for 100 years. We never thought about putting a chicken cutlet between 2 slices of tomato pie.
It's a great idea.
Hey, it's cool.
And you may see us do it.
Exactly. Yeah. Works for now.
That's also the reason you left.
Right.
Because that's why.
Exactly.
If I would have done that, you would have looked at me like,
Yeah,
the fuck's this guy doing?
Yeah.
Can't
You do
change.
our tomato pie.
Yeah, you can't. What are you doing on our pie?
Right.
You know, now that you don't work there, you have your own spot. Like shit, I'll go up there. I'll get a pie and I'll do it at my spot. I'll put up fucking. It's the same shit. I'll do it with the shit. Now that you gave me the idea, I'll use the snaps up in Hazleton.
Oh, snaps. Yeah.
Snaps, and I'll use the Hazleton tomato pies.
Right.
They're just the same shit.
Yeah. Or you put a couple pieces of sweet Italian sausage between 2 slices. You put a couple meatballs.
Actually, it's funny you said that. I made one time on the counter. We had schnapps, and then Oliver. What was the other place you gave us? Red. It was like a brick box.
PizzaFellas Podcast, Health Insurance and Dental. We use our good man, Steve Seiler Insurance, specializing in health insurance, dental, and vision. Obamacare penny for businesses and individuals in Pennsylvania, New Jersey, and Florida. Tell Steve we sent you. 570-446-8023. That's 570-446-8023. Experience the vibrant flavors of Vietnam at Phenomenal, located at 319 South Cedar Crest Boulevard, Allentown, Pennsylvania. From rich, steaming bowls of pho to fresh, flavorful banh mi, every dish is crafted with authentic ingredients and passion. Whether you're dining in or taking out, Phenomenal promises a delicious and unforgettable experience. Stop by today and taste why it's more than just a name. It's truly phenomenal.
Yeah, it's up there also. Another tomato pie. He brought me them, and it was there for like a day. Nobody ate it. Me and my dad were just eating them. There was like a whole pie left over on a Friday morning. I took the 2 and I made sandwiches, put on the counter.
They're all gone.
They all sold out before lunch was over.
It's amazing.
You heat them back up, crust, and even though you get a crust from heating them back up, the dough's so soft when you bite it still.
Right.
And then it just melted in. I made like a meatball parm out of it. I made it like just not even thinking about it.
Yeah.
Arugula sandwich, something like that. But people loved it.
Yeah.
It was just something different.
And that's what's fun. Doing something different. Who cares if somebody did it 50 years ago? Who
Well,
cares
you
if
know,
somebody across town
I
does
often
it?
go back to the garlic knot pizza.
Right.
You know, like when I see, and I think we talked about it when you were on, it's like all of a sudden, I don't have a specific thing that we do on the counter every day. We have key pies, but it's really whatever comes up in our mind.
Yeah.
But the garlic knot pizza, I don't want to make one for the life of me. The money that thing cost you, the time it cost you to sit there, doing it on there, and guys, this is my flagship. Oh, you keep riding that boat, buddy.
Right.
Good luck on a Friday night.
Yeah, good luck on a Friday night, exact.
It's unbelievable, some of the things, but that guy, I just invented it.
Yeah.
Well, I know, you've been here 2 years with your shop. I've been doing it 52.
But to keep things interesting, you always want to think outside the box.
You got to be innovative in this
You
business.
have to be innovative.
And being innovative means if you see somebody else do it, bring it to your table.
Correct.
That's innovation. It doesn't matter. You know, the big guys are afraid of saying, "Oh, he's copying me."
Listen, listen. The days of pepperoni pizza, if you even have a counter, but if you do have a counter, pepperoni pizza and plain pizza is just the days of Pat. Then the chicken bacon ranch started coming about, and then taco pizza started coming about. So yeah, basically you can put anything on a fucking pizza.
Not for that. You know what we just started doing and just came to mind? Ribeye bacon ranch. Ribeye buffalo. Take our ribeye steak meat, put it up, sells out.
Right.
Fascinating. Like, never do. We're looking at each other.
Sure,
like,
you know. I mean,
holy shit.
you
And
know,
we never
Detroit,
thought of
tavern
this.
pies, this,
Ribeye,
that.
We have a Philly steak pie, but we never pushed it on the counter like this. Comes in, the guys from across the street from South Florida come, they love it. All the working guys comes in, they see that slice, they just give me one of those, give me two of these. It's just amazing. It really is.
I used to,
And I'm doing this 52 years. I've been at my place now like 11 years, coming up on 12. This is the first year I've ever done that and pushed it.
Right.
You know, ribeye there. Like, well, hey, I make a Cooper steak and egg. Cooper steak and egg ribeye.
Right.
It sells. I put the scrambled eggs on top of the pie. Put the Cooper cheese. All right. Put the ribeye. Squeeze a little extra whiz on there. Throw it in the oven. It comes out. Put some chives on it. Looks beautiful.
What did we make that day?
That's
We made like didn't we make like a ribeye? Remember where I got that meat from the butcher shop in Allentown? You made it. What the hell did we make? Remember, I bought the steak. We cooked it, we seared it, and then we put it on the pizza, and then we put something else on it.
I forget.
I forget what it was, but it was fucking delicious.
Moment of creativity.
I don't know what we did. Sal did it. Just put it together. Boom.
I have no idea.
Yeah.
Well, talking about all these steaks, I'm kind of hungry. Let's take a break. Let's try to eat these steaks, and we'll come back
can't wait
on and
to eat.
finish up.
Sounds good.
Because I want to try some of these cheesesteaks. It's got my
What'd you-
drooling
tell
over
us
here.
what you
You
brought.
won't be
Quick.
disappointed. I just bought a regular cheesesteak fried onions, and I bought, we call it the Philly, and I did a little extra this time. So I smoked kielbasa on a smoker
Oh.
and mixed that in with the cheesesteak, fried onions, and Cooper
Oh,
Sharp.
sounds good.
And since we had a fire and I had a lot of Cooper Sharp, I left it out during the fire, so we smoked that too. I actually smoked it on the side. So we got
I
some
like
smoked
it.
Cooper. We got some smoked Cooper too.
And we'll get back into your food and also talk about the whole
And
experience.
Giovanni,
with the
you bought
fire.
pizza too.
And
Yeah, I brought
Giovanni.
my.
What did you bring?
Lombardo pizza.
Okay.
All right.
All right.
One of my popular pizzas.
Perfect.
What kind of pie is
It's a pie with 3 different mozzarellas. One mozzarella that we make in house.
it? Okay.
It's got a fresh tomato, Gran Padano, olive oil. It's pretty simple, but it's really good.
All right.
All right.
Well,
Well, we'll be back.
We'll be
Pizza
back.
Fellas Podcast, episode 64. And we'll be back in a little bit. Thanks, guys.
All right.
Talk with Sal and Joe, Oliver, Antonio. Pizza stories, they gon' tell us. Let's have some fun with the Pizza Fellas.
Yeah, so it was during COVID. You know, we just.
Well, the original question was you asked us how
Yeah.
we started the podcast.
Right. Yeah.
So during COVID, you know, Jerry from Penn, Crust Pizza, a good friend of all of ours, he has a pool house. So Oliver was going over there. Jerry's there. I know Jerry's stopping by the shop. Who else? Oliver, who else was? Juice was going. There was a small handful of us. Well, I mean, in the first few times. So then Jerry comes over to the shop one day, and I'm smoking cigar out back. And he's like, what the fuck are you doing? He says, well, it's COVID. It's the afternoon. I got nothing else better to do. We're all prepped. I'm having a cigar. He goes, oh, let's go in my fucking car. He says, I'm not freezing out. He says, you want to smoke in your car?
I know.
So we get in the car. We go sit in there. And we're smoking. He goes, oh, why don't you come over to the house tonight? I was like, come over and do it. He goes, I got a pool house. We all can hang out. And that was the night when we started all coming into the fold. And we used to almost meet every Wednesday. And then we solved the world's problems there.
Yeah.
You know, I swear to God. So we said
There was no one out. We'd leave his house probably 1:30, 2 in the morning.
One passed on the
there
car
was
with.
some late
There was no one outside. We were the only people out. Every restaurant's
The streets
closed.
were
Every
empty.
bar's closed. Target's closed. There's the highway empty.
No cops on duty.
No cops are on duty. It's fucking COVID.
Right.
And we're all sitting there just fucking. We just drank 7 bottles, had 25 cigars, talking all fucking night, and
If I started saying goodbye at 12 o'clock and there was a bottle here, By the time I left at 1:30, the bottle was gone.
Right.
I just kept taking shots. Everybody's like,
I don't want to say.
God, no, by the time he
So I
walks
wanted-
out of the place, the bottle's going to be gone. I would start saying goodbye like 11:30, quarter of, and by 2 in the morning. All right, let's go.
That's good.
Yeah, so that's just how it started.
good stuff.
And then I looked at it a year later. I was like, you know what? Why don't we get together and just talk and
Yeah, we're
have
recording
people over and
stuff.
we eat and we start recording? Because I guarantee you, nowadays with all the bullshit going on the internet, as I said earlier, people are interested in everything. It doesn't matter what it is, who you are, what color, what race, nothing about it. It's just you're going to have some interest from millions of people
Yeah.
at some point.
Yeah. And everybody loves food.
And everybody loves food. And if you have a good quality and you have a background in it and you actually can back up what you're saying, then you get a little respect now out of that social media stuff.
And if you're in the business long enough, you got stories.
You have
Yeah,
stories.
you have
That's the
stories.
big one.
Yeah, that's a good thing about being in the business.
You know, we talked
Good
about
ones, bad ones, all
shit.
kinds.
The most famous story with his age that I always laugh about is the Coke crates. When you're on the soda crates.
Right.
Yeah, when I was a kid working with
You know.
the Coke boxes, remember the
Yeah,
wooden
yeah,
ones?
yeah.
My father would have 3 at the shop, one at the register for me, one at the pizza table, one at the oven.
So you see what you're doing.
I can see what I'm doing, yeah. 7 years old, started making pizza.
You know, you hear that and you hear all the other stuff where back in the day, we just work on a floor now. They used to have those wooden boxes. I remember when I was a kid.
Cleaning
You have to
every
watch your
night.
ankle fucking getting
Bring
inside
it
of one of
back.
those.
I got rid of those as soon as I could. I was like, it saves your feet. It saves your feet. What saves your feet? It's a goddamn mess. Got to pick this shit up every night.
Yeah.
Oh, that had
The
to
good old-
suck fucking cleaning.
It sucked. It really did. And there was a certain way you had to put it back.
Yeah.
If you came back in the next morning and my father would see it wrong, it was all hell to pay.
Right.
Got to pull. You couldn't even get everything. Got to get pulled back out. Got to put it back. And he'd start screaming for some fucking stupid reason. It's boxes, Dad. Yeah, I mean, it's wood crates. Why are we going through this morning? It's 10:30.
You just deal with it.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was the shit.
That was our dad's too back then.
Oh, it was a whole different
time.
animal.
But great steak that we just had.
Yeah, pizza and the steaks, great guys. Very good job.
Yeah, your steak with the kielbasa, I'm going to be honest, that was fucking delicious.
Delicious.
Thank you.
Great idea.
And the roll's good.
Yeah.
I was thinking when you said bakery roll, you know, you're thinking a little thicker.
It's got good body to it.
It's got it's body,
Kobe's
but
does a
it's
good
thin.
job.
It's not there's not too much
Not
bread.
heavy bread.
And to be honest with you, that was a little more bready than usual. A
Really?
little bit more bready than usual. A little bigger than usual. Not much, but
But
Still, and
it's
you
still a
pulled
good
it off.
roll.
good roll.
Pulled it off.
To
And
me,
it-
one of the best.
And it held up. You drove how many, 35, 40 minutes?
We made that around 6
3
o'clock,
hours ago,
maybe.
6
Yeah.
o'clock,
In the cold car.
And it held up. A
held
little
up,
reheat.
Yeah.
Real good.
Got up well.
Yeah, no, the reheat on it is good, which is great because that's another issue. Is, you know, when you reheat a roll, sometimes from a pizza shop,
The whole hand's just,
or it just gets really hard.
Right.
There's still no
that was
chew in
very
it.
good.
You go, and that was really good. But the ribeye is good. The kielbasa is fucking good. What kind of cheese were you using, Cooper?
So on that sandwich is actually the smoked Cooper. We actually smoked the Cooper.
So how do you go about when you smoke the Cooper?
So I literally smoking in my smoker. So it's a lot easier in the winter than.
But why, bro?
Yeah,
You're the only one that just fucking passed by.
technical difficulties here. Just got the light with the donkey. Oh, there you go. You got it back on. You got to play with it.
Oh, God.
I know you got four kids and you're 58. There you go.
I'm taking a shot.
You hit it right. Oh, you hit it left.
Technical difficulty. On, off, on, off.
Here, you want me to help you? There you go.
Thank God. All right, so
So-
let's talk about the fire. Let's talk about what happened here. I mean, you're coming out of December. You operated. January you operated.
No, so the fire was January 22nd.
No, December.
Or December 22nd.
Oh, it was
December
before Christmas.
22nd, before Christmas.
How the hell
shit.
does-
The week of Christmas. We
How does this happen?
Catering. It's our first year. We're getting catering orders coming through. We're crazy busy. They're not 100% sure. They think it was either electrical or gas.
Get the hell out.
Electrical or gas, yeah.
How bad? How big?
I mean, to look at it, doesn't look that bad.
Were you in there when it happened?
No, our
Oh.
bread guy, actually, or Frank, our bread guy, court police, was dropping off the bread at 5 o'clock in the morning, and the place was filled with smoke. And he saw a little flame behind the fryer in the corner.
Oh,
He
shit.
said, just look at a little flame. They called me 5 o'clock in the morning, and I'm still living in Potts. I'm an hour away. So we'll just
Right.
call 911. I jump in my car, I fly down. I get down there.
It's engulfed.
It's not. No. There's fire engines everywhere, so I'm thinking it's engulfed, right?
All right.
After it's all said and done, I went and look. It didn't look like a huge fire. It was back in a corner. It was in the floor and in the wall. They tore a wall down. The wall burnt. But to look at it, we're thinking, we'll be open in 2 weeks. So a month ago, one insurance company hasn't even looked at it yet, right? So
the person you rent from, their insurance has.
Their insurance company has.
How about yours?
Our insurance company looked at it, has a cause and origin. The fire marshal has a cause and origin. They're saying most likely electrical, probably gas. Not 100% sure, but it was,
It's what it is.
It is what it is. So we can't do anything to our landlord's insurance company. Says, all right, well, time to
sign it off
or whatever. So we're just waiting. We're anxious to get back at it.
Yeah.
Good.
I took the opportunity. I got my hernia surgery last Monday. We're not going to be back to work for at least another 6 weeks or so.
Right. Now,
Doctor says I have a cancellation. Can they get in Monday? I'm like, yeah, let's do it.
How much of a remodel do you think this is going to be? Is it an overhaul of the whole store or just kitchen?
No, just the kitchen and the basement. There's a lot of water damage, smoke damage kind of thing.
Yeah.
Like I said, the fire wasn't that big.
Right.
I don't think structurally.
Okay.
I don't know for sure.
So has your insurance company gone through the place? Have you had
Our insurance
construction company come in?
Yeah. We have a restore company in there.
Okay.
They have an estimate together and all that kind of stuff.
So they know what you know what you got
They know what
ahead of you.
They know what has to get done for the most part, except for the structure itself, which is the landlord's responsibility. What's going on with that, we don't know until they get in there.
Wow.
So how long did that take till they get in there?
They should have been in there 3 weeks ago.
Still haven't?
In my opinion. Matter of fact.
Have they given you a reason why they're dragging their feet? Or?
No.
Have
We've
they
contacted the landlord. We contacted her the day of the fire. She just hasn't been real responsive. Calling her insurance company. Why? We don't know.
Have you thought to get an attorney?
So
involved?
I finally talked to her insurance company. Got his phone number Monday. He was supposed to give me a call to set up an appointment to come in and do his investigation, or the adjuster, I guess it's called. I didn't hear from him all day Monday, Tuesday. I waited till noon. I gave him a call. I said, hey, what's going on? When are you available? I said, I'll make myself available anytime this week. He goes, I'll email you, and we'll get together and come check it out. I just checked my email. We took a break the other night. So I still haven't got an email from him. So
That's
our
gotta be
hands
frustrating.
are tied. 'Cause I think
That's got to be
Yeah,
frustrating.
because once you sign off on it,
It's
just get the work done to get open.
Let's get it going.
Yeah, let's get it going.
So now you're on social media on a day-in, day-out basis, trying to show people progress, or this is where we're at, just to keep them informed.
Trying to, but there's no progress. So it's
Right.
like, yeah.
That
Like
might be a
we were
good.
talking earlier,
That
Johnson.
still may be a good TikTok. Listen, here I am again. There's no progress.
Yeah.
We're still waiting on insurance.
Right.
Hopefully they can get here. I guess the snow stopped them with a plow or something like that. Who knows? It just
Who knows?
Keep people up to date so they stay more.
Yeah. And that's what I'm
engaged.
trying to do. What do we do for content now that we're not open? How do you keep engaged? How do you keep?
Now,
Right.
did you have business interruption insurance and all that?
Yeah.
So
yeah.
that's
So
it.
so they're taking care of all, the forensic
Right.
accountants are doing their thing, and
Right.
they're coming back and forth with us. My partner, my cousin Mike,
Right.
he handles all that stuff. And it's a waiting game.
That's all it is.
Yeah.
You're waiting on them to pay.
And
out the money.
negotiating, the insurance
Yeah.
company's going to lowball you and say, hey,
Of course.
do that, or, hey, yeah.
Of course.
But it is what it is.
So then you started with your TikTok, and you started with that, and you just said, let's start going around doing sandwiches.
So
Keep
since
me
the fire, I
busy.
said, let me go check out some other places that I know that I'm going to like, and just
Yeah.
give them some love, and just keep my algorithms going, I guess.
Yeah.
I don't know how that stuff works.
Yeah.
I have no idea.
I don't think any of us do.
It depends on the day.
It does. It does. Like I said, I have a couple videos that got over 600,000 views, 300,000 views.
Nice.
And then the last couple I got like 300, 600 views, not thousands. So,
Yeah.
So I don't know why.
So during that time period when you're waiting to reopen, how many months is that now?
The 22nd will be a month. So what's today?
Okay.
23rd.
23rd.
So it's been a month, yeah.
It's been a month.
So it's 1 month, and then when you're meeting all these people, you got the guy, Godfather of Meats, and all that other stuff. Are they reaching out to you, or are you reaching out to them?
Enter.net, web services since 1995, leading the web industry for over 30 years. Located at 3500 Winchester Road, Suite 110, Allentown, Pennsylvania, 18104. 484-725-2090. Nick's Pizza and Restaurant. Craving the perfect slice? Nick's Pizzeria Restaurant, located at 822 Main Street, Bethlehem, serves up delicious handcrafted pizza and classic Italian dishes made with love. Whether you're stopping in for a quick lunch, a family dinner, or takeout, Nick's is your go-to spot for mouth-watering flavors. Taste the tradition at Nick's, where every bite feels like home. And tell them that the PizzaFellas podcast sent you.
Since the fire,
Yeah.
no one's really reached out to me at all.
I'm saying
no,
though,
I
with
should
the
say-
Godfather of Meats, like that's a good big guy around here. Like,
Oh yeah,
I'm talking about
he
TikTok.
called me, dude. You want me to go and fundraiser for you? Anything? Blah, blah, blah. I'm like, nah, we have insurance. Yeah, that will cover it. We don't need donations or
It was
anything.
nice
That's
of him
what
to
we have
call it
insurance
off.
for. Oh, he's awesome, dude. He's all about small business helping people out.
He does a great job.
Yeah, he does.
Does a great job.
He has that
Entertaining.
same routine.
He's just
what
a-
you expected.
He's just a nice guy.
Yeah,
he
you can
really
see
is.
that.
Yeah, and we've gone out a couple places.
Supports
and
his
tried-
Eagles.
Yeah, I'll say, dude, you want to try something? We're gonna go do Donkey's Place together. He said he hasn't been there in years. I never tried Donkey's Place. It's a place I want to
Over
try.
in Trenton.
Over in Trenton. Or,
I'm not
Cher-
Trenton.
Cherry Hill.
Yeah. No,
Camden.
Camden.
It's in Camden.
Camden.
Yeah. So we'll get together and we'll go do that. We'll make his video. I'll make my video. Whatever. But we get to talk. He knows a lot of people. He's been the Skinny Joeys and little stuff, and he knows a lot of people from doing his thing. I love the business. I love talking to you guys. I love talking to him. I love talking to people that know other people in the business. You know what I mean? It's just,
Sure.
It's fun.
To me, it's my life.
We're fun people.
Yeah, to me, it's my life. I when I had the French Quarter Bistro, I couldn't wait to get up in the morning and get to work and think up a new special,
Right.
do something different. You know what I mean? And I'm like that now. And
You got to have the passion. How old are you? I haven't asked you. How old are you?
I'm 57.
57? I'm 58.
Yeah. So there's times through your life in the business you're going, what am I out of my mind? What am I doing this for? I ain't got no money. I'm working 90 hours a week. My wife left me. I don't see my kids. It's a passion, man.
Yeah.
And I love it.
No, that's
love
the
it.
way to succeed
I
in
love
that.
it.
So as you guys grow your relationship, have you guys ever done anything together? Like where?
We've talked about a couple of things here and there. We share ideas, you know.
Yeah, we share ideas all the time.
How's things over at your place since the last time we spoke with you?
I'm good. I'll be honest
Yeah?
with you. Yeah.
Any new things you brought into the place? Any
Well, I got the
remodeling?
New Haven pizza. I got the old Forge, and I'm just doing a lot of different things. Yeah.
That pizza counter you got is nice.
Yeah, with the
The
glass.
glass.
Yeah.
I think that was a great upgrade.
I'm always thinking of something different, and you know,
How many ovens do you actually have in the store?
5.
You have 5 total?
yeah.
So what's the size of them? Are they?
They're all. We got the two Mars styles that are 8 pie each, so 16. I think we could put 32 pies if we fill them up.
Okay.
We turn them all on Fridays because we do everything on Fridays. We got the New Havens, the Chicago
You need the
Taverns,
ovens.
and yeah, some of them are different temperatures. And the New Haven's pretty good.
Yeah.
That one cooks at 575. You got to do a separate temperature for that one. We're big on pizza. That's what I do.
Right.
You know, I'm just a basic pizza shop, cheesesteak, pizza. That's what I want to do. That's
Yeah.
it, you know?
It's
You stick to your.
I stick to my thing, and that's what I'm good at, and that's what I'm. known
Now the
for
New
out
Haven
here.
pizza. What is that?
New Haven, you know, Portnoy, he loves New Haven pizza.
He does.
It's a higher hydration dough. The sauce is just real simple. You don't put nothing in it. Tomato and a little bit of salt and cheese. You got to cook it at a high temperature, and that's
And
pretty.
you
It's
found
pretty
which
basic.
oven you found 575 is what pulls it off. For?
I 575 to get that char because you got to get that New Haven char. I went up to Connecticut and I tried all other places. I documented it. I showed people and got people involved, and you know, kind of build up. You kind of build up to it, and then you launch it. And we've been selling more and more every week.
Very
I just
good.
do it Friday, Saturday, and Sundays.
Really
It's just
Now what do you
something
sell
different.
one of those at?
Plain $19.99,
good price.
$3.25 for top. It's the same as the New York style pizza. It's just the dough.
Oh, I
Are you
use one.
Are you using that dough for anything else or just that specific pie?
Just for that one. Yeah, I'll make that. I'll make that dough like on Thursday. We'll start working on it.
Okay.
50-pound mix.
Yeah, 50 pounds.
What flour are you using for that?
I'm using actually the Caputo Americana.
Okay.
I
super-
started
the
I
super
started
or the-
using that one, and I liked it. I like the.
I love
outcome.
Americana.
Well, I saw you use it. I tried it out, and it's pretty good.
Yeah.
You're using
I
that
was using
straight.
King Arthur. before.
Yeah,
Using
I
that
was
straight.
using King Arthur.
Yeah, straight.
King Arthur what?
Sir Lancelot.
You should use Sir Galahad for that.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
So Lancelot's the higher protein, Galahad's the low protein.
Yeah.
The
You got the
Caputo
14.
Americana is working pretty good on it.
Yeah.
The soup was like 15 point some percent.
But the Sir Galahad would work for you.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
I never heard of that one. Sir Galahad.
It's from Sir Lance. There's how you have like different levels. Like in Pillsbury, you have best bakers. Or
there's a famous. There's a pizza shop. There's a top 5 pizza shop in the United States that's actually very, very close to us. I'm not gonna say it on there what it is, but that's what he uses. We were in there, Joe and I, but we were denied.
You can't get in.
We can't get in the fucking place. But I'll tell you off air what it is, and that's what he uses.
3-hour wait.
I'm always up to try something different and something new.
Yeah.
I'm always
you can see different things. I mean, like for
3-hour wait and 2-hour wait at the bar.
Yeah, our Sicilian, I'm using the Nuvolo.
Seriously.
You know, I found that, and that can absorb more water.
Well, that's what I was going to say. I made that dough on Saturday. It's probably the best pizza I've made ever. I used that Nuvolo, awesome. And then I've weighed it out. Our Sicilians are weighed out around 2 pounds and a little ounces. A couple more ounces, but. The lower one, I just weighed. It was the last of the batch, So what do you do with it? You keep evening it out. Now, I kept it. It was like 1 pound, 4 ounces, 5 ounces. And I let it sit. Excuse me. Then Saturday came. I stretched it like a regular pizza dough. Flour on it like we do our own with the oil and stuff. Then I put it out, and I just put sauce, light cheese, olive oil, fresh oregano, fresh Parmesan, fresh pecorino, and then let it sit. Put it back in, crisp it.
Unbelievable.
I honestly say it had to be one of the best pizzas I've made ever.
And we had it from one dough from our Sicilian mix, which almost kind of tempts you to say, I would love to see how.
Yeah, let's try it out.
Actually, the Caputo Adia is a fantastic flour as well.
Yeah,
Caputo Adia.
Yeah, Caputo. It's hard to find. You got a special
one.
There's so many kinds. It gets confusing sometimes.
Yeah, it really does.
Yeah.
I just watch videos. I see what people are doing, and I just...
It's good to watch and learn. I mean, listen.
I watch and learn. I try it out, and if it works, it works.
Are you going out to the expo?
Vegas? Probably not.
No?
It's hard for me.
Hard for you to get away?
Yeah.
That out there, when you see some of these guys out there, they're sharing ideas. Like the
well, that's what I try to do. I try to meet everybody and talk to everybody.
They share.
And I'll get out little ideas from here, little ideas from there.
You ask some of these, like, these pizza guys that are on the teams and stuff, or they're doing the shows, and you go up and you want to talk pizza, like we said, Gregorio. Yeah. Nobody has a secret. Yeah,
he helps me out.
There's no chip on the shoulder.
He helps me out. Gregorio helps me out.
Barbecue world.
Gregorio's a good man.
Yeah. Same thing?
It was different. So when I did the Kansas City barbecue side, the circuit, like everything was a secret with everybody. Everything was a secret. And I never understood that.
No,
to me, how do you ever learn?
Do you know I bought Gregorio out here?
Yeah.
I was the one that brought him out here.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Yeah, because at the time he was working with Cinco Staccioni.
Steve Mark came to kind of told me talk to him
from Grande
if you want to know about dough.
He's not with Cinco Staccioni anymore.
No, I mean he's still.
But I think he's for hire if you want to work with him.
You can hire him, or he'll talk to you over the phone and help you out.
He's a good man.
Him one time he was over in Italy, and picked up the phone in the classroom he was teaching. That's how good of a guy. He's a stand-up guy.
He's a stand-up guy. Yeah.
And he's again, this guy has knowledge beyond. He'll tell you anything. Right. And that's the industry. Like guys at that level, that's the industry.
What's the secret?
Exactly. I've had guys call me up and say, "Can I make dough with you?" Yeah.
It's not a secret.
It's a science.
Dough is not hard to make.
No.
I can't tell you the flour I'm using. Well, why? There's only fucking so many. Why not?
Yeah, well, that's the mentality they had back in the 80s and 90s.
No, there's still the mentality today.
We've had people on the show, Giovanni.
Yeah.
There's been people on the show.
I don't have that mentality. My dad had that mentality.
They wouldn't even tell us their sauce.
Giovanni, listen to me. If we put a dough on the table right now,
your fucking sauce. Just tell us what you're using.
If we put
what tomato?
1, 2, 3, 4, 5 doughs on the table right now, the same recipe, the same everything. Every pizza is going to come out different. You know that, right?
You know, the funny thing, I forget her last name, but I believe her first name's Laura. She's big in the industry. She worked for Giovanni, and now I think she has her own place.
I know what you're talking about.
She does a class where she makes one mix, but makes 4 different pizzas from that mix.
Right.
I mean,
her name's
Laura. That's a
I know what you're talking about. She worked with Tony for a long time.
Yes, she has short hair.
Yeah.
And she's big. Like, she'll be out there doing, like, expo stuff and, teaching classes, but that's for somebody to say, hey, I'm going to make 4 different doughs from that. But you can do that.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? That's not a secret, but there's guys out there who say, oh, no.
Now, how's it we're all making cheesesteaks. We all do that, but you're strictly cheesesteaks. Do you feel that way throughout the business when you go try these hoagies, these sandwiches? Are they more receptible to you?
For the most part. I mean, there's still a few guys out there like, we don't want you to know our secret.
Because I'm going to be honest.
You're
before-
making it,
How many
you're making
different
it
ways can we chop
cheesesteak.
meat?
What kind of secret?
Before you
is that,
fucking
right?
answer, if you put up a place between Geno's and Pat's, I'm going to be honest, that's better than fucking Pat's and Geno's.
100%.
100%.
Yeah.
You know? And I would say my cheesesteak's better than fucking Pat's
That's
and
what he
Geno's.
does, right.
It's just because I've been to Pat's and Geno's thousands since
It's
I was a kid.
iconic there. That's what
But
it
it's
is.
an iconic thing, but it's not great.
It's not great, but it's not a bad cheese. Like,
No, it's not
people-
bad.
No,
We're not saying that.
It's quality.
Here's the thing: I often say this. You know, when something's getting so much hype,
Right.
my expectation is
Exactly.
you know, you're expecting
Him
more.
and I walked into pizza shops. We're like, what the fuck is this? And I'm talking about like high level shit. I'm not going to mention on the air what it is or not. But him and I looked at each other like, are you fucking
Yeah.
kidding me? We've been to
What's all the
places,
hubbub?
literally ate it and fucking threw it in the garbage.
Yeah.
I'm not knocking them. They do their thing. It's just not to my
When you're
palate.
walking in, you got a 9+, and you're expecting
A 9+.
a 9+ from service, from everything. You're sitting there and you're being treated like a bad dog, you know.
right,
And then on top of it, when it comes out, it's like, come on, this is good, you know. Like I often say, outstanding, great, good, don't go. But if you had a rating system like that, well, outstanding could be a far window.
Right.
You know, great could be another window. Good could be this. And then don't go is below 0.
Right,
You know what I mean? So you're using the whole scale, but you get these big comments. God, I don't know. You walk in and I'm looking for a woman that has a beautiful set on it or something, you know. And I was saying, you get there and you find out it's 2 balloons.
Right.
You know, and they popped.
Yeah, but even if the girl with no set, you're still going to go in the back room. So at the end of the day, you could be looking for something, but you're still going to take what you get. You know what I mean? But as you go through, it's crazy. Now, how's the atmosphere where you guys are from? You know, that area. Customers are good now. Everything's going back to normal like usual. Are you know, with Trump being president and all that? I know it's a lot going on. I feel like our businesses are going to take off. You
I
know,
hope
within
so.
the next year.
That's what I'm looking forward to.
Me too.
You know,
Yeah, I think
We all
I think
are.
all society's looking forward. I find customers, I find overall people are just in a better way, like socially.
That's
You know
one
what I
thing I
mean?
love about my spot. Everybody likes talking. Like,
Right.
if I get off the grill and they see me not behind the grill, Mark, yeah, I saw you on TikTok. Blah, blah, blah. What's this? What's that? What
Right.
What was that sandwich I saw you unwrap the other day? They love talking about food.
Yeah,
And that's the people that we get into the restaurant for the most part.
good people overall.
Yeah. Love it.
Yeah, but I feel like with what's going on in the world, I think everyone's becoming a better person in the sense of community.
Right,
you get
right,
what I'm
right.
saying?
Yeah,
There, you know,
As it should, right?
as it
100%.
should. It's back to what normalization of what we're used to, what you guys are more used to than, you know, my generation and younger. Because believe me, it's fucking, they're not used to it at all.
No.
You know, they don't know that stuff. The only reason I do is because look at all my fucking friends. The youngest fucking guy in here. You know what I mean?
No, but we had Sal and I, not to bring anything, but Sal and I, well, I was with them on Tuesday, as you know. If you wanted to assassinate me, you know where I'm at. But on Tuesday, Sal and I had a discussion. We're like, a person walks right past us, right? Literally bumps into you, doesn't even say hello, how are you, nothing.
Head nod, nothing.
And him and I, he's like, he goes, it's just what it is. The generations change, right?
100%.
Your generation changed, my generation, his generation changed, and moving forward and forward. But I think the core of family values and your upbringing is just going away. Now, families like the Rufinos, you know, the Nasris, and so the Scipionis and all, and everybody in here. Yeah, you have values to your children, you know, the upbringing, Sal as well, right? But in today's age, I don't fucking understand them.
You know,
I don't understand how, if you're walking into if that person can walk into this room right now, just and sit, not say a word.
Not say a word.
I don't think if you
I'm
don't
at
have
Bruno's
values, you
place
can't
on
last
I'm
with
at
this
Bruno's
group.
place on Tuesday,
It's a
right? On
tough
Tuesday,
group.
here's my second stop. I stopped there. I'll say it out loud. There's people that walk in. Me and Bruno just look at each other like they don't even say fucking hello, like good morning, nothing. He's like, yeah. And it just, it mind boggles me.
But it also is guys like Giovanni, guys like me, and now I am a little younger than you, but at the same
How
time.
old are you, Giovanni?
49.
Okay.
I'm only 36, but at the same time, he has a year-old. I have an 8-year-old. He has kids. I just have a newborn. It's up to guys like us, with kids like us, to teach them the same shit that was instilled into us. So that the only progress that we're going to get with that is good leadership within our country.
Right.
Comes down to, it all funnels down, you
Right.
know, and it makes us be more of a dad and conscious of that, I hope.
Good food.
Well, I think it's important to take your kid with you, and I take my little son Johnny to work. I'm trying to teach him how to work, and it's just important. I keep telling him, you got to work hard. You got to work hard. There's nothing wrong working hard.
Yeah.
Effort.
Effort, yeah.
Listen, it was always Merry Christmas, right? It wasn't Happy Holidays.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
It was always thank God, not take God out of it. Listen, you can be Muslim, you could be Catholic, you can be. There's a God. There's a higher being than us. I believe in that, right? Do I go to church every day? No, I don't. But my thing is, there's a higher presence, right? You don't have to believe, but say thank God. Put God back in the classrooms. Teach the children the way you were taught, right? What I'm getting at is there's that word, right? Respect. That's all it is, and discipline. That's all it is. You know what I mean? And it goes hand in hand with businesses as well, right? You have a business, you employ 20, 30 people. They employ 40, 50 people. He employs 20. You're teaching them, the people that work for you, you're feeding 20 families. He's feeding 40 families. He's feeding 30 families. So on and so, Jay as well, right? You're giving them money for their families.
Jay, with your business is there, you're feeding a small army with all the people you got.
Listen, I'll tell you the God honest truth. Last Saturday, I was on the phone. I met Kong, and who the hell did I meet? Bobby. We went to go eat. Before I met them, I was on the phone with Mo from Pizza One. They're trying to open. Shout out to Mo and Dante. But Mo's like, they want trying to open up another place, this and that. They employ 400 people.
Incredible.
400. That means they're feeding 400 families. That means a lot.
Yeah.
That's not fucking a walk in the park. If they shut down, 400 families shut down.
Wouldn't want that payroll.
You know what I'm saying?
I wouldn't want that payroll.
Getting back into it is, you are what you. My best friend's mom said this to me years ago. You are what your friends are, right? And you are what your business is. Yep. If you run a business like here today, gone tomorrow, that's a different fucking story. But once you push and push and push, you're going to be a successful businessman, and so are the employees that are under you. Give them the chance. Teach them how to make the dough. It's not a fucking secret. It's all over the place. It's in there. Like, the tomatoes that you use. I remember years ago, my father told me, he's like, man, when early when he came to the United States, the guy that was teaching him to do this, to not show him how it was done.
Oh yeah.
Is that still done today? Yes, it is. Guys, this is a weapon. This should be a concealed carry. This really should be. This is our worst enemy. It's good and it's bad. But the minute you say something wrong, Sal said something to me, blah, blah, blah. If you guys do what you do and you put the 40 hours in, a straight good 40 hours of work, you're going to be successful in this business.
Come here, I'll give you a hug. Come on. I'll give you a hug.
Anna Capri Foods, serving fine Italian restaurants and pizzerias since 1975. Serving Italian restaurants through the New York, New Jersey, and Pennsylvania region. Dedicated to quality for over 40 years. Located at 55 Winans Ave, Cranford, New Jersey, 07016. Phone number 908-272-4700. For all your Italian, restaurant, and pizzeria food supplies. Since 1975. Hungry for the best pizza in town? Stop by Franco's Pizza, 822 Main Street, Wilkes-Barre, Pennsylvania, right across the street from the federal courthouse, where every slice is loaded with fresh ingredients and unbeatable flavor. From classic pies to hearty Italian favorites, Franco has something for everybody. For pizza that hits the spot every time, it's got to be Franco's. Tell them that the PizzaFellas podcast sent you.
No, you're 100% on.
But this is what it's about.
You're spot
Look,
on.
Giovanni's in Royersford, Biagio's Pizza, Bruno Scipioni, Caddy Corner, Donkey, restaurant store, phenomenal. Who you with now? U.S. Foods. You know, we're all together here. We're all in it together. That's what it's about, man. You gotta network with people, and I think networking with people in today's age that are open-minded, you flow. You just
And say hello when you
That's
walk past
important.
somebody. God
Right.
damn it.
That's it.
Yeah.
That's it. And I think we're special people in this business where we
we gotta help each other out.
That's why we got to know each other. We became friends.
100%. Van Horn
started reaching
Steaks
out to
and
each other.
Giovanni's Pizza. Would you ever think of that? Like 3 years ago? No, but it's happening.
Well, he was in my town for a while. We didn't really. I heard of him when you were at the French Border.
Right.
But we never
We didn't know
met
each other.
We just started talking about it.
Yeah, but I still think, even though what you're saying, it doesn't matter. It's happened in the last couple of years. Like once I think COVID, the positive about COVID is it brought people closer together in a sense of
Yes, sir.
guys like us.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Yep.
The average person, maybe not.
You're right,
But
Sam.
guys like us, I think the positive of COVID was, all right, who's friends? Who can you talk to about shit you're doing?
Right.
Because the only people going through the shit you're going through are the same people that are going through
Exactly.
it.
Exactly.
You can't talk to
That's
Mary
what we
and
talk about a lot.
you can't talk to Mary and Joe that live next to you because they haven't left their house in fucking 6 months.
Right.
That's,
I left my house 6 hours ago.
he says, Mark, I love that smoked kielbasa. I'd like to try it on a pizza. All right, next time I fire up the smoker, he goes, get me a case of kielbasa. Next time I fire up the smoker, I'll smoke you a case of kielbasa. Bring it up. You know, something
Yeah,
like
I
that.
That's
mean,
a great
shit,
thing.
I like
Right?
it. I might tell you. I might come up and get
on
one.
the way up here, I'm like, dude, I'm off for the next maybe.
Well, and I
month or
tell
two.
people this.
Can I hang
this
out on a
comes from
Friday
Mark
night?
Van
I want to
Horn.
learn how to
Put
toss
his
a
video
pizza.
up. I
Never
share
tried
his.
pizza before.
I share his stuff. He shares my stuff.
That's the way it should
That's
be.
the way it should, boy. Hey, we got Van Horn here tonight from Steaks. He's at the Friday night at the pizza shop. We got craziness. You got a line out the door. Blah blah blah.
Exactly.
Maybe he's a special guest grill guy tonight. You know
Who knows?
And I've done that with quite a few other places.
Yeah.
Good.
You know,
Hey, special chef tonight. Come on in
Yeah.
and do your thing.
That's a great thing to
And
do.
but it's a cool thing to do.
Yeah.
And there's nothing wrong with that. All it is promoting both businesses.
You're right.
Exactly.
You're
At
right,
the end of the
Sam.
day, if your video gets 500,000 followers or views, and my video gets 5,000 views, guess what? I got 505,000 views.
Exactly.
Doesn't matter if my fucking, because guess what? I'm gonna get at least 30%.
Right.
They're gonna click and they might press follow. They might press subscribe. That's just the nature of the business. But, I mean, we're all on our phones at night sometimes when we're sitting in bed and we just hit that button,
Yep.
that follow button. But you know
What do
what?
we got? What do you guys got to say? Any advice for people out there that are watching?
Yeah.
Especially a person in your situation right now with the store burned. Just
Make
keep
sure
it
your
going.
make sure your smoke detectors are working.
But on a more serious side, anything, you're 57 years old. You got a lot going on. Shit has a chaotic life, but very good.
I've been through a lot,
and
trust
you've
me.
been through a lot, and now you're at a point where you feel like, hey, I got a great base.
Yes.
Time to now
100%.
kick off. You got
100%.
your social media going. You got the Van Horn Steaks going. Again, delicious cheesesteaks.
Excellent.
What would your
Excellent.
advice
Excellent.
for even a young guy who's maybe 27 trying to do what you're doing?
Don't be scared of trying your own thing.
Well, listen, let's also let everybody know when you're down by Royersford or you're down by Media.
That's right.
Make sure you hit the 2 spots up.
So I'm going to say it again. So it's Van Horn Steaks. Thank you to Mark Van Horn for coming on the podcast tonight.
Thanks for
it was
having us.
it was a pleasure. Giovanni, it's always an open door here.
Yeah,
with
thanks
you.
for inviting me again.
So
Yeah,
Giovanni's
anytime.
So we got Van Horn Steaks. Hopefully he gets up and running again in Media, Delaware County, 1015
North Providence Road.
North Providence Road. I'm sorry, 484-272-900. I write like an Arabic.
He does. I can't even read.
Sometimes I have to ask what the hell I'm writing. But anyway, so it's Mr. Cheesesteak on TikTok and VanHornSteaks.com. And also our good friend here, Giovanni Conigliato from Giovanni's in Royersford, 466 Main Street. Go see Giovanni. He's making probably another pizza sometime in a couple weeks.
But real quick though, you know that TikTok shit?
What?
You know Kevin O'Leary? the guy from
Shark Tank.
Shark Tank. He put up $5 billion to buy it. And
And they said no.
yeah. Like, how much is this fucking company worth?
Hey, Mr. Leary, give us $5 billion.
Give us 500,000.
I think they would have.
I'll take that.
20 billion.
$5 billion. Give me
I think they would have
$500K.
20 billion to buy TikTok.
Was that right?
20
I
billion?
believe that's what I heard last. Yeah.
Now, have you been able to use it? Okay,
still
because
back
I
on.
can still use it.
Yeah.
Mine,
yeah,
was,
but you
mine
can't.
was off for about 12 hours.
You can't download it.
You
Oh, you can't?
You can't. So,
If you have a new iPhone or anything,
It's over.
It's on the App Store.
so a couple people have tried to share with me.
They're
things,
selling
and when
them-
I go to open up the share.
Yeah.
You have to open up through the App Store, and it won't open.
It won't open. Now, I've heard if you had the original one from years ago when it first started, I don't know if it's true. I just saw it on Twitter, X, whatever. They're selling them on eBay for $10,000 a phone.
Stop.
Is that right? You know, that's what happened with that. What was that? Angry Birds or was that it? Right, Ryan? That's
Angry
it.
Birds,
Yeah.
that happened on that?
Yeah, it happened
when
on
they
that.
stopped with Angry Birds.
So
That's crazy.
I know what I did notice. So all my algorithms are weird. So I'm not getting all the food stuff right now. I'm getting all mostly news and that kind of thing. So someone did send me a link to go into your profile and go into, I can't remember exactly what it is right now, but there's a place where you show your interest,
Yes.
right?
Yeah,
so you have
yeah.
to go in there. So I had to go back in and do food and entertainment. You get to pick two. So I did that today. I think I did it in the car on the way up here. So I'm interested to see over the next day or two if the
The
algorithm-
changes.
I start getting back, the
Good.
To what you
Dave
used to.
Portnoy and the Godfather meat and all that. Because
So I know the
90%
one
of my feed
thing
before.
is the videos you watch longer filter to your algorithm.
Right, right,
So if it's, say, jiu-jitsu videos,
right.
you're going to get more jiu-jitsu. If it's guy cooking at home for his wife.
And if you save them more, and
If you
repost
save,
them-
like I save a lot of football videos because I coach. So I save them to a football folder for drills. I get every 3 videos, I get a football drill.
Right,
So it's what you watch, what you're saving, and it all filters into your algorithm.
Right.
But and then it's all nonsense after
and
that.
stuff you post goes out to the same people that are interested in
Same
the
thing.
things
Right.
you're posting,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah. But
So Sunday the 20. So this Sunday
26th.
the 26th will be in Staten Island. Our good friend Peter Macri that owns Two Top All-Store will be there. Joe and I and a couple of our good friends that are coming along. Also March 23rd through the 27th will be at the Las Vegas Pizza Expo as well. Joe and I as well. Sal staying behind this time.
this time I've never went. I haven't been there once.
It just
I've been to
sound-
Vegas. I just haven't been to the pizza.
It just
Expo.
sounds good.
Well, the good thing is we'll be up by Friday with the episode, so everything we're talking about
Yeah.
will be ahead of the time instead of behind the time.
Correct. Yeah, right.
You guys didn't book yet.
We'll book it next week.
Next week.
Other than that, I think we
That's
have a
everything.
couple. No, we got a couple more things. I'm not gonna get into it now, but
Mention it off the next show.
I'll mention it after the
Keep
show.
everybody
But again, thank you to Mark and Giovanni
Yeah,
for stopping
thanks
by.
for stopping by.
Thank you guys.
Thank you for our good friends
Yeah, definitely.
in the audience for stopping by.
Cheers to
It was a great
64.
time at Alibi last Saturday. We had a fantastic time.
And by the way, with that, me, Kung, and Antonio suggest somebody in the Valley please open up an after-hour spot for us.
For real. Yeah.
But Pizza Fellas podcast, episode 64, guys. Thank you. Guys were great guests, great food.
Yes.
Phenomenal job. And we got a lot more coming up soon. Go on Spotify, go on YouTube, subscribe, follow, and cheers. Pizza Fellas podcast.
Right.
PizzaFellas podcast right here, the hottest in the world.
It's a Pizza Fellas podcast. Turn your speakers up, we better have a blast. Grab a drink, fill a glass. Light a cigar, come on, let's make it last. Pizza Talk with Sal and Joe. Oliver, Antonio. Pizza stories, they gon' tell us. Let's have some fun with the Pizza Fellas.
PizzaFellas podcast right here, the hottest in the world. How's fire?